So, up until now, we have seen that within the Yuta colony, there are 4 extremely powerful players present. Out of these 4, Yuta kills Druve almost immediately and without any delay. Yuta thinks to himself that Megumi had talked about getting 2 specific rules added to the game. The first rule was that players should be able to transfer their points to each other, and the second rule was that players should be allowed to leave the game of their own free will. However, Yuta wants to add 2 more brand new rules on top of those. Rule number 3 would be that a player from one colony can communicate with a player from another colony, and rule number 4 would be that a player can enter or exit any colony whenever they want. This means they need to get a total of 4 new rules added to the system. Yuta's other friends are completely exhausted and drained because of everything that happened during the Shibuya incident. He also doesn't want Gojo to be put in a position where he has to kill his own best friend again. For this very reason, Yuta decides that he will take the responsibility of killing Kenjaku upon himself. He plans to collect a massive amount of points all alone and will get all those new rules added as well. We then see that Yuta was also providing protection to some ordinary people. He brings all of them near a stadium which previously used to be Druve's personal territory. Yuta tells all of them to take some rest right here. Just then, he hears the sound of a strange storm approaching and he tells everyone to quickly move inside the stadium for safety. He notices that a storm was chasing after 2 young boys. This storm even manages to swallow one of the boys completely. Yuta grabs that boy's hand and tries his best to pull him out, and then he realizes that this is not actually a storm, but a swarm consisting of millions of cockroaches. These cockroaches devour that boy instantly. After that, this entire swarm starts moving towards the common people. So, Yuta immediately calls out for Rika, who blocks the entrance to the stadium by delivering a powerful punch. Following this, Yuta charges his sword with cursed energy and delivers just one single attack, which results in all those cockroaches being killed at once. This whole thing was the work of Kurorushi. Yuta calls Kogain and asks him whether this cursed spirit is also considered a player, to which Kogain replies with a yes, and now Yuta gets ready to fight it. Kurorushi also had a weapon in its hand called the Festering Life Sword. As soon as Kurorushi launches an attack on Yuta, Yuta slices off its hand and throws it far away with a punch. After this, Yuta was just about to finish it off for good, but Kurorushi gives birth to millions of cockroaches once again. Kurorushi is a cursed spirit, and Yuta could easily kill it by injecting positive energy into it. However, Yuta is also aware that 2 other very powerful players are present in his immediate surroundings, and Yuta does not want those 2 to find out that he is capable of using the reverse curse technique. Meanwhile, Rika has stayed back in the stadium to protect the other people. Kurorushi now sends its swarm of insects to attack Yuta directly. Yuta was finishing them off quite easily. After that, 2 massive insects come from behind Yuta. Yuta cuts them down instantly, but those insects were carrying bags filled with toxins. Because of those toxins, Yuta becomes blind for a short period of time, and right at that moment, Kurorushi attacks Yuta with its sword. Yuta manages to stop the attack, but insects fly out from Kurorushi's sword like missiles, which wound Yuta's shoulder and then his stomach. Kurorushi was now about to pick Yuta up and eat him, but Yuta bites it right on its face and fills its entire body with positive energy, which causes Kurorushi to be destroyed, and Yuta receives 5 points for eliminating it. Just then, Yuro approaches Yuta and remarks that you know how to use the reverse curse technique. Before Yuta can react or do anything, Yuro uses her own technique, which causes Yuta to fly off and land a great distance away. Before Yuta can even understand what is happening, Yuro comes close to him and tries to land a punch. Yuta manages to survive and tries to punch her back from the front, but her hand suddenly becomes very long and Yuro once again throws him far away. Yuta notices that his hand hadn't been injured at all. Yuta realizes that Yuro's technique allows her to manipulate the space around her, but those things aren't actually happening in reality. Just like how things look bigger or smaller when you look through a lens, in exactly that way, Yuro explains that because of her technique, she can grab space like a piece of cloth and pull it towards herself. However, she cannot cause physical injury to anyone just by doing that. To cause damage, Yuro uses a technique called the thin icebreaker. But for that to work, Yuta has to be the one to attack first. Yuta starts questioning her about why she even wants to fight. She is strong enough that she could have taken points from anyone else. Yuro replies that they have been reborn and this culling game is just the first destination of their new life. She believes Kenjaku is definitely cooking up something behind the scenes, so they should collect as many points as possible and remain prepared. Yuta says that you don't have any friends or partners for whom you are fighting. You just want to kill thousands of people for your own personal pleasure. Now Yuro gets really frustrated and angry. She realizes that Yuta is a descendant of the Fujiwara family and that he can never truly understand her perspective. She grabs Yuta, flies up into the air, and starts to choke him. But right then, Ishigori fires a granite blast at both of them and hits them with a massive laser beam. Yuta and Yuro both decide that they need to take out this Ishigori person first. Ishigori starts firing a rain of lasers at Yuta, and Yuta was running to dodge them, but one attack eventually hits him. Ishigori wonders if Yuta is finished already, but Yuta was actually standing right by his side. Ishigori actually loves the act of fighting, and it is only through fighting that his hunger is satisfied. In his previous life, he fought against very great warriors, but he never felt fully satisfied. Just like how there should be something sweet after a meal, Ishigori was never lucky enough to get that dessert. Anyway, a very intense fight begins between the two of them. Ishigori's technique is simply that he can shoot lasers from his hair, but these lasers are strong enough to wound Yuta. Yuta keeps dodging the lasers somehow. Ishigori now enters a tunnel and Yuta also goes inside the tunnel to have a direct fight with him, but then Ishigori causes a massive blast. However, Yuta survives that as well, seeing which Ishigori understood that Yuta is the dessert he was looking for. He tosses Yuta up into the sky and that's when Yuro arrives. She cannot attack a human being directly, but she can break the surface behind them. She uses the thin icebreaker which sends Yuta crashing straight down to the ground. Ishigori says angrily that you shouldn't interfere in my business and fires a laser blast at Yuro, but Yuro twists the sky itself and reflects Ishigori's laser back at him. This was the first time Ishigori had been hit by his own technique. Yuta was repeatedly using the reverse curse technique to keep himself in the fight. Now Yuta has no other option left and he decides to call upon Rika. Yuta puts on the ring that Rika had given him, which causes Rika's cursed spirit to appear beside him, which leaves both Yuro and Ishigori completely shocked. Yuta can now fight using his full power. Rika asks Yuta which weapon he would like to use, and Yuta puts on an iron gauntlet on his hand. Friends, as we all know, Rika's soul has moved on to peace, but a copy of her cursed spirit is still with Yuta, which acts as a storage for cursed energy and cursed tools. Whenever Yuta wears his ring, he gets connected to Rika. This connection stays for exactly 5 minutes, and for those 5 minutes, Yuta has access to the Shikigami and a massive supply of cursed energy. Rika now heads towards Yuro. Yuro was also ready to fight her, but she notices that some marks have appeared on Yuta's face. In reality, he was using Inamaki's cursed speech technique, which he uses to tell Yuro not to move, after which Rika starts beating her up. Ishigori fires lasers at them, but the lasers have no effect on Yuta's iron-covered hand. Yuro then shakes the entire area like a blanket. When Rika goes to hit her, Yuro bends the surface and Rika's punch ends up hitting Yuta instead, which makes Rika incredibly angry and she starts slamming Yuro into the ground repeatedly. We also learned that in her previous life, Yuro was killed through betrayal by a member of the Fujiwara family. Yuta now sends small Shikigami towards her, which begin to circle around her. Drew's technique was that wherever his Shikigami passed, that area would become a domain, meaning if anyone else enters that space, they will get wounded. Yuta was now using this exact same technique. Seeing this, Yuro realizes that Yuta's actual power isn't summoning Shikigami, but rather copying the techniques of others. Yuro somehow dodges Yuta's punch and even manages to break his iron gauntlet. Just then, Ishigori also arrives there and says let's finish this fight quickly, and he was about to perform his domain expansion. Seeing this, Yuro and Yuta also start to perform their own domain expansions. This means 3 people have expanded their domains at the very same time. All 3 domains overlap with one another, which causes their sure hit effects to stop working, and right then, someone enters the domains from the outside. This was Kurorushi's offspring. The player Kurorushi had died, but the Kurorushi cursed spirit had returned. The 3-way domain was already extremely unstable, and when Kurorushi entered, it caused the entire domain to shatter. Yuta immediately kicks Yuro, and then Kurorushi also starts moving to attack her. Yuro thinks about using her technique, but since she had just used her domain expansion, she doesn't have enough power left, and Kurorushi directly slices off one of her hands, which Rika promptly eats. After this, Ishigori says that your game is finally over and ruins Yuro's state by firing a laser blast, and Yuta quickly takes care of Kurorushi using positive energy. Now only Ishigori and Yuta were left standing. Yuta can also shoot his cursed energy like a laser beam, but only as long as he is connected to Rika, so both of them start shooting their cursed energy at each other. However, Ishigori's laser proves to be more powerful. Yuta tries to attack Ishigori from the side, but Ishigori once again fires a massive energy blast at him. But we see that Yuta had now copied Yuro's technique as well. He bends the surface and redirects Ishigori's energy blast towards the sky. Seeing this, Ishigori also understands that Yuta's true technique is copy, but he must have done something to Yuro to copy her technique. That's when he remembers that Rika had eaten Yuro's hand. This means that if Yuta or Rika consumes a body part of someone, Yuta can copy their technique. Yuta now hits Ishigori with the thin icebreaker attack. Meanwhile, Rika also starts punching him on the head. But then Yuta's 5-minute limit is reached and Rika disappears, which makes Yuta a bit weaker. Both of them start trading kicks and punches, and Yuta eventually catches Ishigori and holds him in one spot. Just then, a huge energy blast falls from above right onto Ishigori. This is the very same blast that Ishigori had fired earlier, but Yuta had used Yuro's technique to change its direction. Anyway, with that blast, Ishigori's game comes to an end, but his desire to have a satisfying meal had been fulfilled. He thanks Yuta and falls down, saying that his stomach is finally full. However, Yuta does not kill Ishigori. Seeing this, Ishigori says that you are very naive, Yuta, you shouldn't leave an enemy like this alive after a battle. Yuta mentions that Yuro was saying the exact same thing. This means Yuta didn't kill her either. Yuta now tells Ishigori to transfer all of his points to him. He had already taken Yuro's points as well. By combining their points and the points from eliminating Dhruv and Kurorushi, Yuta now had a total of 190 points. Yuta tells Ishigori that you should thank my friends for adding the new rule that allows point transfers, otherwise Yuta might have had to finish them off. And friends, this season 3 ends right here. We also get to see a few glimpses of the upcoming season, such as Sukuna's true form, Maki who is shown killing some cursed spirit, Hikari who is about to face off against Kashimo, Yuki and Choso who are acting as Tengen's bodyguards, Angel who is taking Megumi somewhere, and Kenjaku who is at the bottom of the ocean with Gojo's prison realm. We also see Megumi's sisters Sumiki and Sukuna, who is about to do something very big. So friends, some major events were going to happen in the upcoming episodes. But sadly, this season has ended. We would have seen the legendary fight between Hikari and Kashimo in the very next episode. Anyway, Mappa should have made this season 24 episodes long as well. How did you like this season? Do let me know by leaving a comment. The next season will probably come out next year, which will bring the Culling Game arc to its complete end. Anyway, which anime should I explain after this? Do let me know that in the comments too. And if you liked the video, then please like and share it. And if you are new to the channel, then subscribe and hit the bell icon. I will see you very soon with a brand new video. Thank you.